Well, welcome to another edition of Wise Words from the book of Proverbs. And in encouraging you in the reading area, a couple of weeks ago we talked about the issue of anger that rises up at times within, I would say, all of us. And I would say some of us actually have an issue with anger. Some of us are passive in that we hold it in, but the anger's there. People may not see it. Maybe they can, if they live with us, they can visualize it, but maybe we stuff it. And others are very outward in their anger, and it comes out in destructive ways. Well, anyway, there's a book that you may like, or you may know someone who would benefit from reading it, by Ed Welch. I've heard him speak a number of times in California, but it's called A Small Book About a Big Problem. That's the title. A Small Book About a Big Problem. Meditations on Anger, Patience, and Peace. And so it is very good. In fact, Paul Tripp said, as a young pastor, anger nearly destroyed my family and my ministry. By grace, God rescued me. My hope is that this book, filled with profound insights, tender grace, and practical wisdom, will be used by God to rescue and restore many. I can't think of anyone who wouldn't benefit from reading it. So that's Paul Tripp. Okay, our wisdom from Proverbs today has to do with boasting. Do you boast? Do you boast about your abilities? There's a couple of angles on this. 25:14 of Proverbs says, like clouds and wind without rain is a man who boasts of his gifts falsely. Like clouds and wind without rain. Well, we can relate to that here in Tucson because we have monsoons that come in and, oh boy, it's going to rain. There, look at the clouds, look at the wind. And then very little rain comes down, or no rain at all. We say, what was that about? Let me read this again. Like clouds and wind without rain is a person who boasts of their gifts falsely. A lot of bluster, but no result in that sense. This can be an issue, and it's a pride issue when we're boasting. We can talk about our abilities and our accomplishments. There's nothing wrong with that, but there is a point where it can become boasting. So we ask ourselves, or ought to ask ourselves, what is my motive right now in sharing what I have done in my life and the people I know, name dropping, and why am I doing this right now? What is my motive? That's an important question to ask when we start talking about ourself. Proverbs 27:2 says, let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Let another praise you. So if it's in this area of praising ourselves, hey, let our life demonstrate what we have accomplished and done. We don't need to go run around telling people that we've done this and that, perhaps to make ourselves feel important in their eyes. If other people who observe our character and our track record in life, what we've done, and they want to say things about us, that's fine. But interesting how this proverb says, let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. 27 verse 2. Well, there are some simple words of wisdom from Proverbs on this weekend, and I hope to see you Sunday. See you next week. Bye-bye.